With a new act and a new patch live in Valorant, everyone wants to know who the best agents are. So, in this video, I'm going to be going over the 10 most OP agents in patch 5.06 so that you know who you should be locking in this act. Some agents are definitely at the top of the food chain right now, although you'll find players are able to carry in ranked regardless of the agent they're playing. As long as you've mastered the fundamentals, honestly, you can make anything work. That's why over at SkillCapped, we don't just show you a couple tricks you can use, but we quite literally teach you how to play the game from the ground up. It's important to build a good foundation for your learning in Valorant. Otherwise, you'll never truly know how to continue improving as time goes on. It really takes a learning mindset, which is what we'll teach you how to master right here at SkillCapped. With a rank up guarantee and so many examples of satisfied members, there's really no risk in giving us a shot. If you want to rank up in Valorant, be sure to check out SkillCapped. Starting off this list, we have Breach, who's arguably one of the more situational picks. He's an agent that's very map dependent, but the maps he's good on, he's really good on. On the maps Fracture and Haven, you pretty much always want a Breach on your team if you can help it. The long, narrow hallways you'll find on these maps make dealing with a Breach extremely difficult, and if you're good at taking advantage of them, you'll find a ton of success when playing him. Breach also has one of the strongest flashes in the game, along with a very powerful ultimate for taking and retaking sites. Breach is in a very good spot in patch 5.04 and earns a spot in our top 10. The next agent on this list is one that's a little less situational, and that's Chamber. Chamber is an agent that's not only OP, but is also an agent that's strong on pretty much every map in the game. The nerfs he got a couple patches ago definitely didn't kick him out of the meta, although they do mean that you have to be a bit more thoughtful about where you place down his anchors. He's currently the best agent at using the operator in the game. He is arguably the strongest trip in the game, and he even has the best economy in the game. His rendezvous gives him a get out of jail free card that any op user would love, and he also has a sidearm if enemies end up getting too close. That same ability also helps him on eco rounds where he can save credits by just using his headhunter instead of buying a gun. And his ultimate also gives him a free operator every few rounds. Not to mention, he has all these tools as well as his trademark on top of that, which can hold down flanks for him, allowing him to single-handedly take control of pretty much an entire side of the map all by himself. When it comes to OP agents right now, Chamber's an easy pick for a spot on this list. The third agent on the list of the 10 most OP agents this patch is Fade. Fade's an agent that's been taken over the meta. When combined, her abilities just make it so hard to play the game. Getting revealed by her Haunt, that's then followed by a Prowler and a Seize, is a very deadly combo that's extremely difficult to deal with. Her abilities also have great synergy with other agents, especially her Seize. Getting hit by a Seize plus Raze nade combo will pretty much instantly kill you, and there's not much you can do if you're hit by it since you get stuck in place. I will say though that Fade is a little bit harder of an agent to play since her abilities are a little less intuitive than other agents. However, if you're able to master her kit, she's an agent that can feel like she can do pretty much anything. If you're looking for an agent that can take over games, Fade is the pick. Moving on. The next agent I want to talk about is Viper. Although not as universally powerful as the last few agents, she's still extremely strong on the maps where she does see play. If you load into a map like Breeze or Icebox, you're definitely going to want to consider playing Viper. On those maps, there's not really another controller that can really smoke off the sites properly, which automatically gives her an edge. But even without that, her kit alone is still insane. She's arguably the best agent in the game for winning in a post-plant situation thanks to her Poison Orb and her mollies, as well as her ultimate, which can almost win entire rounds on its own once it's set up. She's also still a very hard agent to push into as she's pretty much at the level of a Sentinel when it comes to her ability to hold down a site. Viper is not an agent that you should underestimate, and if you're someone that enjoys playing controllers, I would make sure to have her in your agent pool for when you play Breeze or Icebox. With the fifth spot on this list, we have Jett. Jett's an agent that's pretty much always a good pick. Her kit's so universally useful that you can't really get rid of her. Jett's mobility gives her so many options in any given game. Her dash makes her great with the operator, she can use her updrafts to take advantage of off angles, and she can also use her mobility to close distance or take space on a side execute. On top of that, Jett also has on-demand smokes that can combo with her mobility to get her out of sticky situations. Her ultimate, Bladestorm, also helps keep Jett's economy healthy by using it to save money on a weapon for that round. She's harder to play in her current form thanks to all the nerfs she's received over the years, but her skill ceiling is still very high, and Jett is still OP in the right hands. We're now more than halfway through this list, and the next agent on the chopping block is Sage. Now I'll admit, Sage barely made it onto this list, but she's one of the most consistently solid agents in the game. She's an agent that you can lock in on pretty much any map and she'll be playable, but she also has a few maps where she really excels, namely Icebox. On that map, Sage sees a ton of play thanks to her ability to wall off sections of the map to plant the bomb, to stop pushes on either side or through tube, and even to create off angles for her and her teammates to play from. Besides her wall, Sage's other big selling point is her ultimate, Resurrection. You can't underestimate the power to bring back any of your teammates after they've died. It's probably the best ultimate in the game for swinging rounds in your favor that were otherwise going to be lost. It's great for baiting the body of the teammate you res so you can then trade them. And its most useful application is to tilt your teammates by reviving them in the open to ruin their KD. And jokes aside, Sage is a very good agent right now, and is one that we believe is good enough to make it on this list. Moving on, we have yet another initiator on this list in Kayo. Kayo has been dominating the meta for a while now, and is even one of the most played agents in pro play right now. Pretty much every ability in his kit is useful. He has one of the best flashes in the game, his molly's very strong, and the suppression mechanic is insane as well. Kayo just has a tool for almost any situation, which makes him a great pick almost anywhere. The big thing with Kayo is knowing how to use his suppression to turn off key abilities at the right time. You can get a ton of value by disabling Sova while he's droning, or to stall a push when you see a smoke go down. Kayo's ultimate is also one of the craziest tools for taking a site in the game. Suppressing all enemies on the site while also giving him a second life and giving him combat stim, a good Kayo just feels unstoppable and is easily deserving of a spot in the top 10. There are only a few more agents left to talk about, and the next one on this list is Raze. Raze is one of the best duelists right now, and it's also one of the best agents, period. Raze is a little more of a situational pick that's stronger on some maps than others, but on maps where she is strong, she's really strong. Think maps like Bind or Fracture, where there's a lot of tight spaces where you can abuse her AoE damaging abilities. Her abilities are some of the best in the game for clearing angles and making space. Raze is also most deadly when comboed with other agents with CC abilities like Breach, Fade, and even Astra. Raze is an agent that's almost always been a great pick, and right now is no different. Coming up next on the list is, of course, Omen. Being a controller definitely helps his viability, but Omen is just a strong agent regardless. Besides his smokes, which are extremely useful for a number of reasons, Omen also has the most powerful blind in the game. It has a large hitbox, blinds and deafens enemies while also having effects that last for quite a while. If you get hit by it and are unable to find your way into cover, you're probably dead. It's most powerful on maps with large hallways that make it hard to dodge. Think C-Long on Haven, for example. This ability also goes through walls, which makes it a great tool for setting up your teammates. Besides his paranoia, Omen also has a Shadow Step and Ultimate, which are great playmaking tools when used by an experienced Omen main. Omen is a great agent, especially in solo queue, and in my opinion, is one of the best controllers in the game right now. Last but not least, who could forget about Sova, who does of course get the last spot on the list. He's an agent that's pretty much been viable since release, and also has been a high tier agent since release. Sova also seems to bounce around between the A tier and the S tier, and right now is no different. He's a must pick on multiple maps, and even when he's not, he's still solid. Unless you specifically play on Fracture, Sova is an agent that you can always comfortably lock in. Sova's playstyle is all about gathering information, which is why he has some of the best scouting tools in the entire game. His Owl Drone and Recon Dart can clear entire sites on their own, making sure your team can get onto sites safely. And besides info gathering, Sova's kit also has some powerful damaging tools like his Shock Darts and Hunter's Fury. And both of these are great for post plants to kill enemies trying to defuse the spike, and are just powerful in general. Sova's ultimate, for example, can be used to get early picks or just to clear angles for your teammates while they're pushing onto a site. And because of that, we thought Sova was a great agent to round off the list. And that concludes this video for the top 10 most OP agents in patch 5.04. If there's any agents that you think we should have mentioned, please let us know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, all of us here at SkillCapped want to give you a huge thank you for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one.